Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing so-called birth tourism to the United States and some recent information that came to my attention regarding the current administration's newly evolving policy on the discouragement of birth tourism, for lack of a better term. In a recent article I found on the website of Elize Law Firm, that's Elize, ELIZEELAWFIRM.com, ElizeLawFirm.com. The article is titled, President Trump Implements New Rule Restricting Tourist Visas for Pregnant Women. Quoting directly, the president is imposing new visa rules aimed at restricting quote-unquote birth tourism. According to this administration, the regulation, which took effect on Friday, the 24th of January 2020, addresses one of President Donald Trump's main political priorities. Quoting further, consular officers will not be asking female applicants of childbearing age whether they are pregnant or intend on getting pregnant. However, officers may inquire where the officer has reason to believe that the applicant is pregnant and likely or planning to give birth in the United States. Quoting further, the State Department does not believe that visiting the United States for the primary purpose of obtaining U.S. citizenship for a child by giving birth in the United States, an activity commonly referred to as quote-unquote birth tourism, is a legitimate activity for pleasure or of a recreational nature. According to the new rule, which were published on Thursday, the 23rd of January, in the Federal Register. There's more to this. I urge those who are watching this video, go to the Elize Law Firm website. Check that out again. The article is titled, President Trump Implements New Rule Restricting Tourist Visas for Pregnant Women! Exclamation point. So clearly this is a major issue. The administration does not take this issue lightly. I've done a video on this previously. It involved a person here in Thailand who had traveled to the United States and given birth therein. And we were talking about at the time birthright citizenship. And birthright citizenship is something I get rather passionate about, insofar as it is something that's just sort of inherent to, in my opinion, the American tradition, if you will, the fabric of Americana. It's something that I would prefer not really change in the American legal system, this notion of birthright citizenship. Now, that being said, I don't know exactly where I stand with respect to this birth tourism issue. The analysis under Section 214B of the Immigration Nationality Act with respect to non-immigrant visas, so like a tourist visa application, basically requires that the consular officer in their mind be satisfied that the applicant has strong ties to their home country and weak ties to the United States. Creates kind of an interesting framework of analysis to analyze a possible person who could be born in the future, who could be a tie to the applicants to the United States. Where exactly, how you parse that out, to me, is a really good question. Also, the factual findings of consular officers abroad operate under what's called the doctrine of consular absolutism or consular non-reviewability, wherein their factual findings are basically, they're not subject to appeal. So how this is going to play out remains to be seen. I don't think it's particularly prudent to presume, or I don't think it's warranted to presume that they're going to be asking, young women of, for lack of a better term, childbearing age, everything there is to know about their reproductive history or their plans for reproduction. I just don't think that's going to happen. I suspect, or I hope, perhaps I should say I hope common sense prevails, and this is utilized primarily in those situations where, it's clearly apparent that someone is perhaps pregnant, and, this is going to be dealt with along those lines where it's pretty clear that someone may be trying to sort of game the system by getting in and having a child in the United States, notwithstanding the fact that, perhaps they shouldn't be doing that depending on their factual circumstances. I'm not going to get into all the hypotheticals here. I urge those who are interested to read this article, but I do think that this could have an impact, especially on young women here in Southeast Asia, for example. Thailand, where we're at here, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, where you have younger women, possibly of childbearing years, applying for non-immigrant visas, tourist visas, for example, to the United States. To me, it's just one more factor that just sort of piles onto the analysis under 214B and the fact-finding discernment that consular officers have. I think it's one more thing that may augur against, for example, the girlfriend or the boyfriend of an American citizen being able to get a tourist visa back to the United States. You know, this new initiative may be just one more thing that operates against the approval of such an application. We hope you find our videos insightful. If so, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you can receive up-to-date notifications of legal news in Thailand and the United States.